Everybody, welcome back. Thanks for coming on board with me today. I'm so excited about our Rich Girl series for the new year. I want to tell you a little bit about it, how is going to be changing. So here we go. So this is going to be so much more flexible for all of you because you can catch this recording anytime during your week. So if Mondays work great, go for it. We're also going to have all new topics, and we're also going to be having each week an assignment, a course that you can follow every single week for ideas that will help you implement the ideas and the topics that you're hearing today on these rich girl subjects. So also you can make comments. So thank you for making comments. Thanks for some of you even coming on right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate you making comments, and so does everyone else. Now, with the assignments, also, I'm going to ask you to make comments about your assignments because what you are experiencing, that is what other people need to hear about too. So you're going to find that this can be ultra supportive in your journey. So thank you very much. So this is a new year. So I hope you and I aren't in the same boat where I began the new year saying bah humbug to my goals. Ah, bah humbug. This year I found myself, I'm going to be a little bit transparent today. This year I found myself being excited and then tired all in amount of a couple of hours. I started to feel a bit bipolar in my thoughts about the new year. And it just felt like it was turning another page on the calendar. And I thought to myself, am I fooling myself to entertain such lofty goals and making big plans for the new year? Then when I looked at last year's plan, and a huge percent of all of those plans were X'd out, just like yours, right? And I wondered, well, was this a waste of money and effort to even buy a new planner? Should I even get a new one this year? Well, of course I got a new one. But this is certainly taking a toll on my mind, emotions, and certainly was taking a toll on my motivations. Can any of you relate? Now, what you have heard is a portion of my emotional brain dump right there. And here's what I know from vast years of experience growing up in the years of the great teachers of motivation and goal setting: Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn. I mean, awesome teachers. And what I am going to be sharing with you today are things which I know where you can stop the whining. We can all stop the whining and start the winning. And I want you to consider these, of course. So, as if all the evidence of our success and failures would or could be swallowed up in 2020, not going to give that any more power, right? Are you with me? Shake hands with me if you are. So, pulling out my wow, wow, wow ways and going on to what I truly know this is really is about goal setting is one of the most important actions that we can do to attain the life we want to have, and also the life and the time we want to have while we're on earth. I know that it brings a lot of self-respect back, a lot of energy back, and as I mentioned before, it's a tremendous example for yourself and other ones, loved ones to follow. So, all right, before you stop listening, take a quick look at why we do want to set looks. Let's take a look at that. So, none of you are alone in this. More people don't set goals than do set them. And a large percentage of those think they're setting goals, but they really aren't. They set a goal and then, of course, they forget about it. So it's inspiration for about 30 seconds of our time when I re-invite you to take a look at the successful people in the world. This is a statistic that's been out there forever, is that 90% of the world's wealth is in the pockets of 2% of the population. And that is one thing they have all in common is they set goals and make plans. So I don't even want to really say that, but I just want to remind us both that you don't want to argue with success. However, it's probably true, still true today, right? So let's shine a light on what we do, what we want to do to set goals, and how we can help each other a lot. And let's get the dark part of this out because darkness never helps us. It only just makes mushrooms grow, right? Okay. So, hey, my first thoughts go to this. Okay. First thoughts are why I don't set goals. Okay. Now, I want to see if you relate to me because I'm going to give you 4 things which I know to be true for myself. Is my first thought right here is I don't want to change. I don't want to change. That's my first one. After all I've been changing, adjusting for months, I don't really feel like I need to have another expectation of change. Okay, number two. Number two, I hear my own attitude, and my own attitude about this kind of stinks a little. So be it. Everything is attitude, and mine has not always been so good about goal setting, unless, of course, it was 2019. Okay, so that's another thing, owning your attitude. What is our attitude about this? And okay, number three, okay, I admit that I have been a little fearful, a little scared of accomplishing a whole lot. The commitment kind of shakes me up, makes me want to take a nap, get in the fetal position, or find a new Netflix thing to watch or binge on. It's safer just to stay status quo because my mind kind of likes that. Ooh, it's like comfy socks and a comfy blanket. I don't want to change. All right, so you ready for the next one? Number four is forever, forever. Goals have been a huge part of my life, but yet, am I still sold on setting goals? Is it for me now? Now, not sure I'm there, right? Because we can get sold on something and then unsold on it just because of our habits, right? You guys relate to that, right? So here we go. No apologizing, not making any promises yet. However, while being vulnerable to our own here. Saying this and knowing this all sounds, okay, you heard me kind of dump here. It sounds a little miserable, I admit. But you know that misery loves, loves, loves company. All right, so let's get uncomfortable for just a few minutes so we can get way comfortable, like since I got that off my chest. So, being somewhat repenting of how I opened up today, let's go to our rational self because here's what we know. And I want you to write a couple of these down, especially because it's going to be part of your assignment at the very end. What we know are when that things happen when we set a goal. We also know that goals make us feel better about ourselves and our future. They also provide attitude adjustments. They also establish self-discipline and motivation, and that we know that that is the true creator of happiness and fulfillment. Yes, we know that is a true creator. Okay, next one is that they give us direction, they give us purpose. They get us all to where we want to be so that we're not settling for just, okay, well, whatever, right? Settling, yuck. Hate to settle. Hate to settle. I know I'm settling when I'm settling. You too? Do you know that as well? All right. So they get us to where we want to go without settling. They also, goals create good habits and a pattern to follow. Is all of this feeling like a little familiar to you? I think so. And a goal, if you guys, if you ignored everything else, don't ignore this last one I'm going to bring up because it's like way big. A goal will eliminate others from controlling your life. So if we do not set goals for ourselves, guess what? Other people will. Okay, so I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Got to talk about elephant in the room. Let's do that. Why why we have goal setting in the past and nothing happened? Okay, so if you're that person like I am, as I've set 1,000 goals I've never made. So I've gotten discouraged. How about you? Got discouraged. We could not get others on board with us. I've had that happen many, many times too. Or I set a goal and I forgot about it the next week. Okay, excited at the time I set the goal and then just forgot about it. Or we beat ourselves up and we say pretty mean things to us about not being disciplined, about not being serious, or other people told us that we weren't serious, we weren't disciplined, or even worse, we say things to ourselves like, oh, you're so lazy, seriously. Okay, a lot of that is going to be self-talk, negative self-talk that kind of talks you out of setting goals, right? Okay, but let's check this out. Let's check it out. Yet, if we think about how things got out of hand or never really launched themselves, let's ask ourselves a few questions. Okay, like please pick one of these out because at the end you're going to have an assignment. And these assignments are going to push you, move you in the way you want to go. It's all up to you, my friend, how you want to go for this new year. So here we go. So have you found that some of the things that you may have not done correctly is set, number one, set too big of a goal? Since our mind does not like change, it will sabotage us. If the mind thinks that it's too big, it will tell yourself you can't do it or get started when, and when never comes. Okay, if your goals are way too lofty or you have too many of them, they're completely distractive and they also just kind of are like flying all over the place. You feel like you're trying to herd a bunch of cats. You got too many of them. So take your goals in shorter amounts, bits that are manageable but still push you. Yes. Okay, best practice that you have is when your heart and your mind are in sync with one another, when you really believe your own goals. Okay? Now that doesn't mean that you're going to set little teeny tiny ones. No, no, we're going to talk about that next week. We'll talk about exactly how to set goals, but today we got to investigate what the heck is going on with me? Like what the heck? What the heck? All right, number 2. And this is some things we want to look at, remember. Was it really out of our sphere of interest when we set that goal? All right, look at that. Was it out of your sphere? Did you get hooked on something for just a temporary time because it was exciting and wonderful and yay, everybody's doing it and I'm going to do it and I'm going to learn how to cook Italian because I saw an Italian cooking show and I'm going to do it. Yay. Okay. Or just is it out of our sphere completely? Okay. Look at that because I know, man, I could get excited about something and then 3 days later I can't even remember what I was excited about. Take a look if it's outside really your honest interest. Okay, number 3, did we think that luck was necessary to attain the goal? Even saying with a little luck, then giving way to trust in luck. Are you trusting in luck way too much? Are you trusting in the working of thinking that God blesses us just by saying God blesses you, when what we are saying is that our reliance on His part in the goal was actually bigger than our part of the goal? Okay, I know you got to chew on that for a second. Okay, number 4. Did I set the goal because of comparisons of other people's accomplishment? Okay, that is splattered everywhere on the medium. Everybody's talking about their accomplishments or how cute their Christmas tree was or their house or something. I mean, that is comparisons. That's so unhealthy because when we set a goal based on how we are compared to someone else that's achieving or whatever, it's never going to be solid enough, true enough, and we won't really own that goal, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then the next one I want to talk to you about, number 5, is really, was the goal set because we are doing it for someone else? Okay, my husband wants this so much for me. I really want to make him happy. He really is excited about this. I'm going to make this goal for him. Or my best friend is counting on me and I need to be a better friend to her. I'm going to do it for her. Okay, in some instances, those are fine when they don't have, when we're not looking at like anything long range, a favor, that kind of stuff. But you guys, favors and niceties are not necessarily the goal. It's a goal to have niceties. It's a goal to be nice, be kind, do service, but the act in itself is not necessarily the goal. All right, so let's talk about next week's assignments. Why do you want to set the goal? Okay, pick however many reasons that you want to from things you've heard today. Post them in the comments. Okay, and of the 5 reasons do you not set goals, a way in which someone pertaining to yourself, obviously pertains to yourself. Now, if you pick something that's on the list that I gave you today, great. Or did you have another one you wanted to add? That's going to be great education for everyone listening to the Rich Girl or watching the Rich Girl series. Okay, so we're going to pull the covers off this subject and move on to next week. Yes, it's tips on really how to set a goal. I want to tell you that for years, I was setting goals, but I really was not setting them correctly. And I felt like I was trying to paint my house with a toothbrush, right? But there's a spray gun out there that's going to help you. Tools help you set the goals. They also help you attain the goals. This week is all about uncovering the negative aspect that we may be looking at that stopped us to be able to not only set the goals, but also attain the goals. Take a look at that, uncover it, put it in the comments or private message me. Either one is just fine, is fine, is fine. Okay, you guys, I am so excited to be able to have this time with you. Next recording is going to be number 101. Can you even believe that? 101. Today is 100. Number 100. Yay. I am Suzanne Brothers Varley. I'm excited to be able to be your host for The Rich Girl. You can find us on YouTube/Suzanne Brothers. You can also come on board here on live Facebook Live Rich Girl, and you can get about 52 over these last recordings. So feel free to just have a heyday with it. But of course, I want you to concentrate mostly on what we're talking about today. All right. So I just want to just kind of go over this again. The assignments this week is, why do you want to set a goal? Ask yourself that question. Okay, now if you are having a hard time with that, just go on to the next one. Pick however many reasons that you want. Post them in the comments, of course. But of the 5 reasons I gave here, why we shy away from setting a goal, pick ones that are pertinent to yourself. We're going to own that reason. If we own it, then maybe we can manage it a little bit better, okay? Because what we don't know or won't relate to or decide that we're not going to give any attention to doesn't necessarily go away. It just digs deeper like a thorn. Okay, we're going to pull the thorns out this week. Okay, are you with me on this? I'm excited to be working with you, you guys. Thanks for being loyal to the Rich Girl series. Please share it with your friends. We want to really just boom these topics out of the universe. We want to be able to take this year and really lasso it with our goals, our perspective, our life. We want to have a rich girl life in every aspect. Thanks for joining us today. Love you guys. I'll be looking for your comments. And of course, I always comment back. Of course. Acknowledgement is the key. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.